Hello and welcome to another episode of eScoot Talks. After last week's eScoot challenges, we are back to eScoot Talks, but don't worry, there are more challenges coming up pretty soon. But today's episode was supposed to be a little bit different, and then today two of my friends actually brought to my attention a Facebook post. I'm gonna actually put it in a video description about problems with Nami Burn E. So far there are 4 of those scooters broken out there. One person is actually even ended up in the hospital with a shoulder injury and broken arm and broken rib. So I decided to quickly make a video that I was actually planning to do it a bit later when I have a bit more info, but I'm just gonna now be in this video I'll be talking about these particular cases, my view and what I think should be done here, and I am going to be making another video regarding Nami, well at least one more video, but probably even more, because now I'm planning to put my Nami to some really hard tests. Sorry for this. So I already had a problem with my Nami, and I'm just going to explain you quickly what happened. So you see this dial here, that's a dial to adjust suspension, how quickly suspension is going to travel up and down. And on the front suspension, my Nami, that was stuck. And when I tried to use pliers really gently, it just snapped. Sorry for the cough. So in order to avoid to go through chain of suppliers, you know, my supplier and then him to his supplier or whatever, I went directly to Michael Shaw and I explained like, okay, I know how this is gonna look like, but like, you know, I'm running like a scooter repair shop. You can check my business, you can check my background and everything. I know what I'm doing. And he just went back like, I don't care. And I was like, wait a minute, how do you mean you don't care? I don't care about your reputation. Not going to be checking on you. It's your fault. It's a user error, and like there's nothing I can do about it. And I was like, okay, so you cut me off super quickly. We did had a little bit more chat. I tried to make him a bit more reasonable, but I saw that I'm actually not getting anywhere. So I just gave up. But you know, impression I got is like, okay, so whatever it is, if he doesn't want to help me with that suspension, what if there's a problem with the battery or something else? So my decision immediately is that Nami is just going to be a skeleton. Everything else is going to be replaced and that's it. So that's kind of like, I'm honestly not planning to ask Michael Shaw for anything. Even that my Nami is affected with this. Hopefully it's not going to snap. If it snaps, I have an idea and that's it. Not going to reveal it now here. You'll find out. Hopefully not. So let's go to the first picture today. So you can see here, I honestly, guys, I apologize, I can't remember the name of this part now, but it's okay. It's a connection between stem and front fork. First case of the Nami snapping there was end of last year, November, December, something like that. And I honestly didn't pay too much of attention to it because it's just like, you know, on a daily basis I see people, scooters in my workshop that have been heavily abused. So, you know, someone was just, you know, maybe going a little bit crazy off-road and it snapped. And this actually, I think this is like second case. It's not that first case. This is the first case from this year. But then, yeah, you know, this case happened this year, and then there's this case, and then we have also this case here. And I'm looking at like, okay, there might be a problem. So, you know, I did read the post, and there is a thing in that post that actually made me do this video all together with other things. Like I'm trying to be quite patient, and I'm trying to be quite reasonable, you know. But you know, there's a limit for that. So in that post, I did find out that, you know, so they are now Namis are now coming with, this is aluminum, and they're now coming with steel parts. Well, that particular part. So I'm like, okay, well, that's nice. They made it. Now it's better quality made and everything, but people can't get it for free. People need to buy it. And I'm like, well, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong approach. Because, like, why would you need to buy it? So then I went into pictures a little bit more and looked, okay, so one scooter had Megura brakes, so has upgraded brakes that are better. So that means when you're braking with your front brake, that brake is putting more stress to the to the front fork and all the other parts and to the material. And then at if you're at a higher speeds, you're heavily braking and you hit the bump, that small shock can cause that part to break. And then I'm looking at other cases. So there are two guys who were actually taking apart their scooters to replace or lubricate their bearings. So I'm like, well, okay, if you did it, then, again, it's your fault, because you're probably not qualified and you're not supposed to do it, because, that needs to be tightened to a proper torque value and things like that. But then I'm reading comments, and I'm seeing some other things. Actually, no, I'm not going to go to comments now. I'm just going to go to that a little bit later. And then I'm looking at, but okay, like, for example, if I need to do something on my Nami, where should I bring it? Because there is no official place in Ireland that fixes Nami. There is no, like, okay, this is official repair center for Nami here or there or anywhere. So I'm thinking, like, well, okay, now we have a little bit different situation, okay? So first of all, you don't have official repair center. So if you don't have official place where people can bring those Nami for maintenance, servicing, repairs, or anything, then what should they do? Well, then I remember, yeah, well, lots of sellers are working in a way, yeah, we're going to send you a part in a YouTube video for you to do it. Well, then what? It's okay if you tell me to do it, but it's not okay if I do it on my own without even asking you. That's, again, really bad approach. Now, I didn't look into, does Nami has anywhere official repair shops or not. I know that there is none in Ireland, as far as I know. There is places that are selling Namis and they are providing repair service, but there is no official Nami place. So is that official Nami place? I don't know. I didn't find that info anywhere. And then just like, looking at the overall electric scooter industry, you have sellers everywhere, you have manufacturers, most of them in China, but none of the brands don't have official repair network. That just doesn't exist. And lots of them are working on a way we're going to send you a part in a YouTube video. First of all, when you sell a scooter, when you sell a product, with the product you need to sell after-sale support, customer service, and repair service. Okay, you don't sell just a product, okay? Like, just look at the car industry. It's done, in the same way. If someone would try to start manufacturing cars tomorrow that you repair with YouTube, they wouldn't be selling. They wouldn't be selling at all. And then I'm looking at, so, that's the first problem. Then the second problem, as I said, with people, over tightening their scooters when they're assembling them, how they're supposed to know what torque values are needed for almost anything, even if they're trying to fix their punctures. No info about it. And then the last thing, last couple of things where really, like, Nami and Michael Shaw are just digging themselves deeper and deeper and deeper, is so first of all, all the posts in the Nami official Facebook group needs to be approved, and they are deleting posts or slash not approving posts. Then another thing, they're apparently blocking people. But there is one thing that they are obviously not aware. They actually admitted that it's their fault without a modification, without anything else. They actually did admit that it's their fault. And but at least that's how I see it, because they changed the material that they are now using. So they're not using aluminium anymore. They're now using steel. So then you technically admitted that it's your fault, because if your part is perfectly fine, why did you change it? I'm like, they said that they're doing investigation and everything, but I'm putting myself in a position of manufacturer. I have 4 broken scooters out there. What's the first thing I do? I grab one of those or 10 of those parts and I do a test on them. If they snap and if I realize that they're bad quality, I'm replacing a production. If they're perfectly fine, I'm just saying like, well, no, yeah, we designed it perfectly fine, they're strong enough. Off we go, continue with manufacturing. So yeah, I think actually, Michael, this is actually where you made a mistake, guys. Well, you made a mistake when you didn't build a quality scooter. You made a mistake when you were deleting people's posts, when you were blocking them, and now you're making a mistake. Like literally every day that you're delaying solving this problem, you're making a mistake. Every day is a mistake as long as this lasts, because those scooters are off the road and you have a guy that ended up in a hospital. Like those people don't deserve to be ignored after they spend so much money on those scooters. So my advice here is sort this out as quick as possible. And I'm actually quite concerned in which way this is going to be solved. Is it going to be solved that only people who got their scooters broken, they're the only ones that are going to get replacement parts, or all of them? Because Xiaomi in 2018 or 2019, they had a recall of their 500 euro scooters. So they're actually, first Xiaomi's they were sold there at 450 euros, exactly 10 times cheaper. And they recalled the scooters and fixed them. If Xiaomi could have done it, Nami can do it. Now the only thing is that Nami wants to do it. And they didn't just fix scooters that broke. They recalled all scooters, and they covered all the expenses to replace all the parts. So parts supplied and fitted, all covered by them. That's how Nami is supposed to do. That's the proper way to do those things, and that's it. So yeah, hopefully this is going to be sorted in a proper way. With all this on a scooter market out there, I already said that I'm talking to my friends and to my team about making our own scooters, and now with looking at that there is no actually high performance scooters with a really good customer support, because there was a problem with Orion, there was a problem with Cabo Wolf King. Like, okay, all of them solve those problems, but it's just how that was solved. Again, with Cabo, I actually didn't have a great look at that case, so I actually can't comment it, but I will investigate that. I'm gonna make a video about that as well. But yeah, at the moment, guys, this has to be sorted. I think that also there should be a regulation. At least I would advise every country to make a regulation that you can't sell a product in a country if you can't provide a service in a country. This way, manufacturers would be forced, in whichever country they want to bring their products, well, first you need to find a repair center to make a deal with them so they can repair those products, educate them, and then go to sellers. That would be a proper approach, and lots of these problems would be avoided. With all this, as I said, I'm looking more and more into making my own scooters, and that is probably going to happen. I just need to put all the team and the finances together. So that's going to be kind of it for this episode. It's much longer than I planned, and I apologize for that. Till next time, guys, stay safe out there as usual. Respect other road users, and if you're riding Nami, avoid bumpy roads. If you're planning to buy Nami, think about it. If you're planning to become a seller of Nami, I'm quite sure that you're already thinking about it. That's all. Chat to you soon. Bye bye.